Reload. Ready?
Yeah.
You look ready.
What is going on, comic book fans? What an exciting Tuesday. Holy potatoes. The new Supergirl trailer just dropped. The pre-order for the McFarlane figures dropped. There's a bunch of new comics out this week. There is a lot to talk about, and it's timed perfectly with this stream. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing just that. I got a lot to say about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I'm excited to share those thoughts and opinions and get some feedback from the from other people, see what other people's thoughts on it are. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Do not forget to check out the links in the description. Big Time Collectibles just wrapped up at MegaCon, so they got a lot of cool stuff. Some stuff that might have left over from MegaCon available now that wasn't available before. Possibly go check their website. Tons of great stuff. Fantastic shop. The greatest online retailer in the game. Also, if you need anything clean, pressed, or submitted to the ever-reducing grading services, I'm going to have to update this card here because it says CGC and CBCS. I guess I need to just take CBCS off of that, talk to Justin, see if he's dealing with PSA at all. But we'll see. Anyways, hit up Justin's Comics. He's got you covered on the cleaning and pressing, all that good stuff. Don't forget the channel membership is live and always live. It's a great way to support the channel. Got like 70-something channel members right now, but the ones in the Legion tier are the ones that not only get the loyalty badges next to their name, the custom emojis, the early access to content, they also get their names on the monthly Legion loot wheel. We do the Legion loot wheel, me and Paul, on the first Sunday of every month. So this coming Sunday, we'll be drawing for the March Legion loot winner, and I'll show you what's going to be on in that giveaway here. So I do the weekly giveaway right here on the channel, sponsored by Big ABX Comics and Games. They make sure that I always have some really cool stuff for you guys every single Tuesday. So check them out, link below. If you need a comic shop to pick up a pool list at so you never miss out on good books, they got you covered. They're the community's comic shop. A lot of folks in this YouTube community now use ABX Comics and Games as their comic book shop. But the monthly thing I do all the time, have for a while for the channel members in the Legion tier. I try to theme out the monthly giveaways. I work on them in advance. I think about them way in advance. The Supergirl trailer just dropped, for example, for the month when that movie comes out. I've had stuff set aside for a while here, but when that movie comes out, I've got a few little things that the Legion loot pack will have a foil version of her first appearance, the reprint of Crypto's first appearance, actually Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow #1, which is the movie's based on, and the actual first appearance of Lobo. That'll be part of that month's Legion loot giveaway because it's fun to theme it. It's fun to theme it. So for the March, the theme was DC Next Level, which we've been talking about. We've looked at some of the variants and stuff over the past few weeks for this month, and I've managed to collect those variants. They're called the corner box variants. So they're these special foil virgin covers, and it's called the corner box variant because it's the artwork that's literally on corners up there. So you've got the Superman with Superboy Prime, you got Wonder Woman, Batman, Detective Comics, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, New Titans, Superman Unlimited, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Action Comics. Yeah, this one's Action Comics. Yeah, Action Comics. Supergirl, World's Finest, Justice League Unlimited. This one's New Titans. The other one with Nightwing was just Nightwing. JSA and Green Lantern Corps. So there's a ton of them. I've been collecting them along the way. So that's all going to go, that whole set there, and possibly some more stuff, is all going to one lucky winner this coming Sunday night during At Week's End. The show starts at 8:30 most Sundays. It'll probably definitely be 8:30 this coming Sunday because it's officially Masters Masters run for me. So I'll definitely, especially my off weekend, I'll definitely be at work. So that'll be the case. But for the time being, for this show, for this week's giveaway, the new DC Day giveaway, got some cool stuff. You guessed it. There's one out, so it definitely caught my eye. This artist has just absolutely captivated me for the pros and cons. But his Poison Ivy work is just absolutely wicked. Issue number 43 of Poison Ivy, quickly approaching 50 issues of Poison Ivy carrying a solo series. It's man, how do you say his first name? Yu Young Eom. Phenomenal artist. He was hanging out with the guys at BTC, Nelson, Eris, and all them folks during MegaCon, as well as the brand new Bizarro issue number 1, the Virgin Foil. We're going to be talking about that book today. Had a chance to read it. I got a lot to say about it. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. But those two are being given away today. And if we hit the super chat goal, 5 super chats of $2 or more, we'll add in the additional 4 books, trading card packs, loose cards, stickers, all that. Now, I'm not going to show you all 4 of the books because I like it to be a surprise, but I will tell you, I'll show you one of them. There's this Wicked Justice League Dark, issue number 12, Clayton Crane as part of it, of Swamp Thing. This is just super dope. But yeah, 4 additional books, all kinds of extra goody stuff. We'll juice up the giveaway if we hit that super chat goal. So that's up to you guys in the chat. Completely up to y'all. And I may or may not, cannot confirm nor deny, but may or may not have a new video clip. May or may not. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's say hey to folks. See who all's here first. We got Las Cruces. Hooray. What's going on, homie? Steph, hello to you. Heroes for our Bizarro is not happy be here and hopes you have bad day. I get that joke. It's something that we're going to be covering when we talk about that book as well. But Matt is happy to be here and hopes you have a great day. There you go. Ruby G, what is going on? Jeremy, I'm finally on time. Yeah, you made it, bro. You made it. What is going on, Lisa? Good to see you in here. Hello. Bryant, how's it going? Stephen with the C, happy new DC Day to you, good sir. Faith and Misery, what is going on? Excited for this new DC Day. I, too, am excited for this new DC Day. Evil Mike is in the chat. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hello, Pop. Ronnie, what's going on? Hello. Nice loot you're showing off. Yeah. Someone's going to win. That's a stack. That is a major stack. Yeah, there's you go. There's those custom emojis you get access to by joining the channel membership. Legion loot is always fire. Appreciate it. What's going on? The adventurous one. Joseph, what's up? Hello. Tate, good to see you and your homie. Hello. So where do y'all want to start? What do y'all want to look at? The Supergirl trailer, the new action figures from McFarlane Toy Store. Go dive straight in to the books coming out this week. Where are we kicking off this week's show? Let me know in the chat. I tell you what, it has been an exciting day. An exciting day for DC fans for sure. Faux show. Mike says toys. Mike says toys. And we shall do toys. And it kind of crisscrosses. Oh, we had Mike jumped in first. Toys, books. Toys would be probably the fastest of the 3. The fastest of 3. What is going on? 34. So yeah, speaking of Supergirl, McFarlane Toys, it was no secret. Everyone knew that we were getting a Supergirl movie wave of figures. We all knew it. Hope we get a good Brainiac teaser in Supergirl. Dropping the $2 super chat. Big shout out and thank you so much to Rad. That's 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5. Yes, we got Lobo clips. We got proper Lobo clips now. Boom. All right, so yeah, McFarlane put up the pre-orders for the Supergirl movie wave. Now, when they did Superman movie, there was a metric ton of figures. It was crazy. You had 2 different Supermans, the regular and the deluxe. Then you had the gold label Superman that was just a dirty figure. Like their battle damage version was actually pretty cash grabby. It was just dirty. Then you had the Ultraman, Lex, Mr. Terrific. You had the Kaiju, which was a cash grab figure. There was just a bunch of them. You had the robot. But with Supergirl, it looks very, very just strictly to the point here. You've got two versions of Kara, which is a standard and a deluxe. The deluxe comes with Puppy Crypto, multiple hand swaps, her sword from the iconic cover image of issue #1, drawn beautifully by Bill Quest Everly. And then you got Lobo. Then you got Krim, the big villain. And then you have Lobo's motorcycle. They're calling it a space hog. Still got some feelings about that. Still a little sour about it, looking so much like a motorcycle and less like a space hog. I don't think it needs tires. That's like, how does he inflate the tires in space? Lobo Space Hog doesn't need tires, but in the movie it has them. But I'm excited to get a vehicle all the same. I love vehicles for toys. Like when a vehicle's never not been awesome, you know what I mean? So we get 5 unique pieces there between the 4 figures and the bike. And I don't know if they're sold out. They're not sold out, so you can still get in there. And there was a gold label Supergirl. I don't know. I don't see it available to order, but one with her jacket as well. But as far as the bundle pack goes, it's got just the 4 figures and the bike. That's pretty rock solid. Lobo looks great. The Kara figures look great. And this is pretty rough too, because the theatrical edition, the deluxe one, has a face swap, but the face swaps look identical to each other. While the standard one, she kind of has a smirk, which the smirk looks great. So it's I typically wouldn't keep, like with the regular Superman one. I think I gave away my standard one and only kept the deluxe version. There's no reason to have 2, but because they're identical, you know. But we get a really good look at Lobo, which is a deluxe figure with multiple head swaps. The one picture is just kind of a stagnant resting face, but the one that comes looks like comes on him stock, he's got like the grin, the thing showing, multiple hand swaps. He's got his hook in here on the chain, which is exceptional. The chain is made out of real metal, so it's real movable. He looks awesome. He looks fantastic. I love the design for him. I mean, it's Lobo through and through. He's got the skull on his belt, everything. Jason Momoa truly is like the perfect casting job for this. Absolutely the perfect casting job for this. Couldn't think of a better one. What's going on, Phil? Hello to you. 23, what it do? Let's see the real Space Hog. Now, you know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the comic book Space Hog. I was a little critical of it. Now, looking at this bike, it doesn't look bad. You get a good look at it here. It's got like all kinds of Lobo-esque stuff going on with it, like the crazy design, the massive engine. Got some bones tied to the side. The front of it, it has a skull, and you can see it in the trailer too. It has like what appears to be like a human-sized skull just tied with a rope to the front of it. You know, I mean, I guess they like adapted it a little for the movie. It's got this clear giant metal shield casing in front of the tire. His bike's supposed to have the big skull on it, you know? Supposed to. The color of the actual bike versus the color of what's on the toy box looks very different here. It looks like you have a better paint application on the toy box picture with some blacks and browns and stuff, while the actual one that's out of the box here is just black. Interesting. Looks like it's got some russet patina to it. Oh, cool stuff though. Cool stuff. Let's see. I don't see any other little details or designs. The other side had those bones tied to the side of it. That was pretty interesting. See them bones hanging there? Interesting. Looks like it's an exposed back tire, nothing over it. All the bike is on the front end. It looks good though. Cool design. Cool design. Interesting stuff. Yeah. I managed to snag them all on BBTS before they sold out, because Amazon, they magically sold out when I was checking out with them on Amazon. Also ordered the case of EE because it comes with TV Supergirl. What is EE? I still don't understand why people use Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon when you can order directly from McFarlane, and I guarantee you I paid a lot less then going through a secondary retailer because McFarlane has them discount codes. It's got them discount codes, homie. You need 2 for hot Kara on Kara action. That's true. That's true. I wish he had the red eyes. Did he not? Did he not have red eyes, Mike? That would. Yeah, he definitely has the red eyes. Kind of pull back up here. Now I gotta share my screen. Oh, he's still here. Yeah, he's got the red eyes, homie. Red eyes. They're in there. I might not just be showing through on the little end here, but yeah, he's definitely got the red eyes. What's going on, Joffrey? Hello to you. It's a cattle catcher. Yeah, exactly. They couldn't spend more money on Lobo's bike to make it similar to the comics. Probably Entertainment Earth or E. Yeah. They got it. Got the little red dots in there on them. Yeah, the cool wave. You know, the price ain't too crazy for a whole wave of figures plus getting the motorcycle in there. Not bad at all. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not bad at all. Four figures, 3 of which are the deluxe theatrical editions with multiple head swaps, multiple hand swaps. Got Crypto in there with one of them, bunches of weapons. Krim comes with all kinds of accessories. That was one thing that I thought was super cool. Like he was jam-packed with accessories. Pull that back up. Yeah, he's got like the regular head. He's got that little mask you saw in the trailer. He has the pew that he hit Crypto with, the big axe, the holster and everything. I guess a place to put the axe on him. So he's stacked. He's loaded. A complete redesign from the character and the minimalist kind of design from the actual comic books. Looks like he's bald with a big old ponytail coming down on his shoulder too. Definitely looks more like a villain now compared to how he looked in the comic book. That's interesting stuff. Good looking stuff. Really good looking figures. Still a fan of the McFarlane stuff, and this is kind of a sad day for McFarlane. Bittersweet here, right? Because knowing that McFarlane doesn't have the license moving into next year, it'll be switching over to Mattel, making subpar quality figures for children. This is like the last movie wave. You know, I've been waiting. Like I saw these leaks a long time ago where they were talking about possibly doing like the Shaquille O'Neal steel figure, which that would be like dream come true. That'd be amazing. But we got stuff like Batman Returns movie wave released between the Superman movie and this. I don't know if they're going to do anything at all for the Lantern show. It'd be cool if they at least released like a Hal and John Stewart figure. It's like gold label one shots or something. But after that, like there won't be any more movies coming for them to do movie figures of. So this is kind of it. Whatever comes next, it'll be Mattel that'll be doing them. God, Mattel sucks. It's not suck as a toy company, but after getting like collectible figures like what McFarlane does, it's going to be like a massive downgrade. Massive downgrade. All right, let's look at this. The brand new trailer for Supergirl is out. We have a new trailer. 1 to 10, how excited are you for this movie? Not like after watching this trailer, you know, my feelings toward this movie, my excitement, my concerns, all of it has been like a roller coaster ride. It's gone up, it's gone down, a little bit of side to side. I still see people talking, even as early as right before going live, where people are like, you know, that trailer reminded me of True Grit, or I read the book, it reminded me of True Grit. And years ago when this book came out, like when did it come out? Like 2019, 2020. Not a lot of people were pulling it and reading it. At the time, it was myself, New Guy Ryan, and Chris the Comic Vet that were on my Sunday night live stream. all of us were pulling this book because we were all Tom King fans. He's a very controversial writer. There's an astronomical more fans than there are detractors of him, though. It's not even close. But we were pulling the book. We were talking about it ahead of time. I'm a huge Tom King stan. That being the case, like we had saw some of the interview stuff he did. We talked about it. He stated in the front end that he likes True Grit, and he thought, well, what if it was like superheroes in a True Grit story? And Kara is Rooster and Ruthie is Maddie. It's kind of like a 1-to-1, and then just put into the world of the DC universe kind of thing. And that's what made me so nervous about the earlier trailers, because I absolutely love the story, absolutely love the book. But when they shared like the first little take on Supergirl being like this drunk club wreck kind of thing, and I know they're trying to use different aspects of this to appeal to different aspects of the general audience, I was nervous that they were going to just like goober wash this movie, just make it corny, goofy, something that it's not in the comics. You have to keep that essence. You have to keep them vibes. But it didn't have me convinced that that's what they did. And then the first like full trailer came out, it gave me a little more hope. I'm like, okay, I still see that club wreck goofiness, but now I'm seeing like the dusty Western color palette and tones and stuff. I'm seeing a little bit more range to it. And that's where I got my little spark back. And that brings us to today, to this new trailer. Mike's at an 8. Matt's at an 11. Boom, through the roof. Through the roof. What's going on, JSS? I think trailer 2 is much better. 8.5 for Joffrey, 7 for Ronnie, 9 for the adventurous one. Boo, Tom King, boo. But I think after this one, after this trailer, after Rad points out, I have shared experience with this. I think trailer 2 is much better. I'm at a 9, guys. Like I am at a 9 for this on hype level, like on excitement level, like on anticipation. That dude, I'm fully convinced that they have captured the essence of not just this version of Supergirl, but the actual story that they're claiming to adapt. You know what I mean? This trailer was awesome. I'm not a fan of Krim's design. A cool part of the book, a cool part of the story, in my opinion, is how Krim is such a non-threatening looking person. He looks very regal. He looks like he could walk into a bank and no one would question him for being there. He doesn't look like a space pirate. He looks like an attractive, well put together, clean cut individual with a nice red beard and red hair. They cartoonishly villain up his design for this movie. And I know some things translate differently and blah, 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 whatever. So I'm not a fan of that. That being said, he looks menacing and, classic menacing, nothing special, but he'll serve his purpose, I believe. I love the idea of Lobo being in this period. I love the idea of getting live action Lobo, period. But what they actually getting to see Lobo in action, like in this trailer, was something special. I like the way it started with Kara just kind of adrift, hanging out with Crypto, just playing in space. Now, one thing I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of is the Superman stuff in here. And not that I definitely would. I understand the connected universe thing. I hope they don't lean too much into it. Like if this message that we get in the front end of this trailer right here is the only thing of Superman we get in this whole movie, that's fine. That's perfect. You don't need more. Let it be Supergirl's movie kind of thing. But I hope that they don't get like some kind of cold feet and want to use Superman scenes as a crutch, an unnecessary crutch. Once people see this movie, if they deliver a faithful adaptation, a faithful enough adaptation, if it carries that essence of the book, Kara will sell this movie. You don't need Superman to sell the Woman of Tomorrow story. It sells itself. That's why it's being adapted into a movie. The story is strong enough that they're like, yo, let's do a Supergirl movie. What should we do it on? I know just the book. You know, they'll do it. They'll get it. If they make Lobo a good guy, that'll be ridiculous. Lobo's not a bad guy. Lobo's not a good guy either. He's just simply, he's a out for himself bounty hunter. He's not out there being a villain or being a good guy. He's just out there collecting bounties based on his own moral compass. What's going on, Donovan? He's at a 9.5. Supergirl new trailer, grade C70. C70. I don't understand the C part, but I get this. Oh, grade C, letter N. On a excitement level, where you at, Kevin? On a scale of 1 to 10, where you at? 7.5 solid, but bad guy still looks. Yeah. They took the majestic out of Krim for sure. About to watch new trailer. We'll get back to you in 3 minutes. I'll be here waiting. Maybe a 9. Trailer looks great. 100%. Just went and watched it. I think it might be more of a story about the journey than it will be about good versus evil. Yeah. Like the book isn't about good versus evil, right? Like that's what puts it in motion. The act of Ruthie's family getting killed and her looking for revenge, and how her journey now matches Supergirl's. We have to go find this guy. But the story is about salvation. The story is about Supergirl trying to save this little girl who's not in peril for her life. Like she's really trying to save her spirit, save her soul. This little girl wants revenge. I feel like if you've read it, you saw in the trailer. There's a line of dialogue in this trailer that kind of reveals a conversation toward the end of the movie, because they're both out for revenge, but it's Tom King. There's a twist, and the twist to it is it's not necessarily like, I don't know how they're going to play the movie. In the book, the twist is that Supergirl is not necessarily trying to get Ruthie to Krim so that she can get revenge. She's taking her on this journey so that she can discover for herself that revenge isn't the answer. You know, it's a lot easier for people to learn things on their own than just to be told. And Supergirl brings this girl so that she can learn it on her own. It's really, really, really so good. It's ridiculous how good this book is. If y'all haven't read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they have it in the DC Compact Comics, like $9.99. Get all 8 issues. I recommend buying the floppies or the full-size trade paperback. You'll get the glossy pages in the full size. You'll get like it's Bill Quest Everly art. It is gorgeous art. I mean, gorgeous art. So you kind of want it in the bigger format, and you want them glossy pages. But yeah, it looks good. PSG, what is going on, homie? Frankly, we will all see this one. It looks like How to Rescue Crypto. Who's not into saving puppies? I hear that. Bro, some of the comments are amazing. Yo, if they kill this dog, if the dog dies, talk about like smart scheduling of movies. You know what I mean? After you made the world fall in love with crypto, now you're teasing his potential death. You know what I mean? Were you the dits from the bar? Funny, that's what I've been calling you. Yeah. Here for the DC Day. What is going on, Beckerman? Good films still have to make money at the box office. Yeah, I project it'll do between $650 and $750. I still don't think the theaters are that strong right now. Kevin, where's Hail Mary at? It had a 30% drop, but I'm not sure where it's at. I'd be curious to know what its total box is at right now. Not just domestic, the total box for Hail Mary. Does look like they're being faithful to the source with minor. Yes, and that's what got me with this one. Lobo is all anti, no hero. Yep, he's just Lobo. Just Lobo. Literally just saw the trailer. Looks decent. There you go. Got a $1.99 super chat from JSS Brooklyn, and that's 2 out of 5. Let's go. Boom. Joe says, if you mention Superman one more time, I will lose it because it's set up that Lobo already met Clark, aka Superman. What? Who? What? Garfong with a $2 super chat. That's number 3. Big shout out. Thank you so much. And we have DC is a multiverse after all. Let's look at this clip of Lobo.
More blood. Don't get it.
Big shout. Thank you, Garfong. The trailer was excellent. 9 out of 10 on the hype train. There you go. There you go. Oh, afternoon, Pops. Hope you guys have fun at Easter week. Dude, we got big plans. Wife spent she spent all day cleaning up the house. I told her today she got the living room so clean come Easter. I think Jesus might come back. This might be the year, guys. That's how clean the wife got, because we're hosting Easter over here for family and all the nieces and nephews and stuff. All that good stuff. There's no way this is a 100 million movie based off that trailer. It has to be like a 200 million with. I don't think the reported budget was ever 100 million. I don't know if I saw a reported budget that said 100 million for this before I even saw any trailers, I'd say that's a lie. The whole thing's based in space. There's no way. Not with like today. Not with the dirty bookkeeping of Hollywood these days. Ain't no way. Hail Mary, I can't click on it. Oh, the Aqua Lobo super chat. Yes. Yes. There was a reported budget recently of just 100 million. I don't know if I'll look. I'm getting 150 when I look. While some rumors suggest a higher 200 million. I don't know, maybe they're cleaning up budget. Lobo, we talked about earlier, Lobo's motorcycle does have wheels. Who was it that said they couldn't blow on the budget? Geez, that's kind of low. Is that just domestic or is that worldwide? Heroic Hollywood reported 1 to 150. Presley low 40 million to more. So there's no reported from the studio yet. According to Forbes, Supergirl has an estimated budget of 200 million. So you have a bunch of people just guessing right now, it looks like. I'm thinking that 300, Mike, is just domestic, bud. Let's see. Because I'm super curious, just because I'm just trying to gauge where the theaters as a whole are right now. Project Hail Mary. Where's the magic word? There it is. Mojo. Mojo Jojo. Yeah, 317 worldwide. That's terrible.
Prestige worldwide.
Yeah, prestige worldwide. Worldwide. Kyle, what did you think of the Supergirl trailer?
Oh, I need to know. I needed to come out to you first.
The first thing my wife says, they're not going to kill the dog, are they?
It's always my first question. What was it? The Batman movie? What about the dogs?
All of them.
Was that the movie?
But when they flooded downtown?
No, when they were in the middle of nowhere and they had the dogs on the team, but then they left. And I was like, did you take the dogs? And they give you that one clip in the back.
Oh, it was Mission Impossible. The new one when they were leaving Alaska.
The dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, they had them.
That's why I can't watch. What is it? I Am Legion or whatever.
You are. That's not what it's called, but Legend. Yeah.
Whatever.
The dog's name was Samantha.
I know.
Called it Sam the whole time until it was dying.
The whole time I watched
bad.
the movie, I've only watched it once because she dies.
Can't
do it.
Sad stuff.
You can take kids out.
I don't think the movie will make a profit, but I think it'll be good. We'll at a 200. It'll make a profit. If they're at this weird phase, right, where it's not about making a profit, it's about repairing the brand. And there's a.
I spill my drink on you.
Becker said hello.
Hey.
And it'll make a profit, but it's one of those things that did you make enough profit to make it worth your time? That's the weird place that the superhero stuff exists in right now. The Marvel stuff just loses money. Superman technically made a profit, but how much profit did it make? Did it justify how long it took to make the movie? Did it justify the resources that went into it that could have went into something else that made a bigger profit margin? Supergirl's going to be a good chance to find out how much value and how much the needle moved with the release of the Superman movie. Because they're going to do a strong marketing push on this. And as average, 200 budget, 150 budget. You need that 600 at the box office just to call it break even, If it was I Am Legion, Will Smith would have never left that movie store. He also wouldn't have let the dog die. He would have saved the dog. Should have led with this trailer 100%. I think Supergirl will do very well. We'll see. You know, Superman, it was tough. Yeah, Jurassic Park, Superman, Fantastic Four, all stacked into the same month, and there's not a lot of psychopaths out there like myself who will go see all of them. This movie will not cross 400,000. SG doesn't have the appeal. Bro, someone screenshot this and save it. Will not cross 400,000. Do you mean million? Like this movie's not going. You don't think this movie will cross 400 million? That's crazy. I understand how one like having personal feelings about things. Yeah, I assumed you meant million. Like there's like a lot of Marvel stuff out there that I don't like. I'm still like I'm not projecting my opinion onto it. Like there's no way in any multiverse, even in the Upside Down, that this movie wouldn't cross 400 million. That's like a given, isn't it? That's a given, isn't it? Thank you, Jeremy. And for the record, let the record show we have the screenshot. Thank you, Jeremy. So we'll be revisiting that, saving that, so I can pick on my buddy J-Man when the time comes. Oh. Biggie said it won't make $400. But yeah, that's wild. That's wild. It could go triple platinum. No one knows. Well, you'll see. So yeah, let's see what else we got. Some of the more notable things in the trailer here. They have the sound off. You got the headphones. You got the trench coat. You got the needle drop stuff. I love the song choice. But everyone calling her Star-Lord, which that's a fair criticism. You know what I mean? I mean, like you got James Gunn leading this whole thing. People are going to make the comparisons. Oh, it's in space. Oh, she's wearing a duster. Why is she wearing headphones? I get the jacket. The jacket's from the actual book. The headphones and all that, that's unique to this. They'll probably tie it to something her dad did, gave her something to listen to when he was sending her off Krypton or something like that, you know. We'll see. The only notable thing in this trailer was that it came out the same day as He-Man. Dude, that He-Man trailer was fire also. Holy smokes. Yeah, no, there's a lot notable about this. Now, to put it out there, J-Man, you haven't even read this story to know how good it is. And also, your friend who read it didn't even understand the ending of it because we joked about that already. Remember, Sean thought that something happened in the end that clearly wasn't the case, which is hilarious. Like having based an opinion off misreading something and hold that opinion for years before you realize it, and you had to go back and look like, oh, dang, that's kind of funny to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sean is literally wrong. It's hilarious, dude. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Y'all checked it and it was wrong. Literally wrong. It was hilarious. Like 100% of his opinion came off misunderstanding the ending of a book, and you haven't read it, which is hilarious. Like anyone cares anyway. A lot of people are digging it though. I am a huge fan of Kara, and I do like the source story, but Millie doesn't have the screen presence I would like to see for the character. I don't know. I firmly disagree with that. The only thing that I really know Millie from is House of the Dragons, and early when they were doing the Final Four casting kind of things or whatever. It out of the casting options they had boiled down to, I was pulling for Millie Alcock. I think she's got the look and vibe and stuff to pull it off. Top read of that year, Supergirl One of Tomorrow, one of the few books that have gotten me to shed actual tears. I know it's fire. I read the first 3 issues and it sucked. Then I read the last 5 pages and it's trash. That's hilarious. She brought it in House of Dragons. Absolutely agree. Superman Batman 8 from 2004 is one to check. Yeah, the Michael Turner stuff. Regardless, this movie looks like crap. Most of the people haven't read it, so reading it doesn't matter anyways. Man, that's funny. That's funny. Dude, this is one of those moments, brother, where you're just you're committed too far to disliking something that you're not familiar with. Committed way too far into it. That's all. You'll see. Yeah, Mile looks the part for me, and Kara is on one of my top. Oh, Millie looks the part. Yeah, because I kind of because when you read the book, you get like they kind of like age set it, you know, like the story is told from a specific age, and how the events and the emotions attached to her are heavily tied to like someone of that age and stuff. And I think Millie really conveys that age. You know, I'm not old, but I'm not young. And Millie looks younger than me, but not like a kid. I think it fits perfectly for the way that they presented her in that book for me, kind of thing. Hey, man, take it easy, OG. Ghost Machine Haters needs a snicker at this point. Who's a Ghost Machine hater? That's crazy. I didn't love the book, but I will give it a shot. I understand hating something without really giving you a chance. I do that for all MCU now outside of Spider-Man flicks. Dude, I don't even do that. I still go see everything and give everything a shot. Love some of it, dislike a lot of it, and lukewarm on a lot of it. Jimmy was chewing his remote control when he saw the trailer. Does He-Man and Supergirl come out the same month? I'm not sure. I'll be seeing both of them for sure. I collect Supergirl comics, including modern age stuff, and when I see the actress, she is just not convincing to me as the character. I've had lead acting roles, and she just has very little range. Yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen anything other than House of Dragons, and she's on top of it there. Not committed at all. If I like it, I'll say so. But from what I've seen and read, it doesn't look like Supergirl to me at all. I prefer a hero, not whatever this is. See, but that statement, that because you haven't read it, unfortunately for you, this statement really disqualifies itself, because you're saying I prefer a hero, not whatever this is. What they're doing is they presented you a trailer, and if you, again, it's one of those things for people who have read the book, they all know how silly that comment is. Even watching this trailer, there's certain lines of dialogue that are in this trailer that you know from the book that you're like, oh wow, they're gonna go that route with it for sure. So this comment betrays itself. That's what I'm saying. You're committed too far into this. Like, it's one of those things. If I say, man, that looks like X, Y, or Z, and someone says, well, I actually have experienced it, and I can tell you it's not, I wouldn't continue to say, oh, okay. I would be like, all right, so I guess it must not be. Dude, I suggest just reading the book. Like, pretending that you know because you read 3 issues is wild. I admit I'm a Madam Web hater a little. I am too, but I watched it. J-Man hates Ghost Machine? What? Yeah, dude, I got to give J-Man credit. Him and I do the same thing. Whether it's Craven, well, dude, J-Man deserves a Purple Heart Award, because whether it's Craven or whether it's Superman or anything in between, he's like me and my crew. We go. We buy a ticket, we travel to the theater, we support the theaters, we support the industry, and we give our criticisms or our praises of it. But we will always go and support it. Give it a shot. If it's good, I might go and see it again. But if it's bad, you get the one out of me. You get the one out of me. Now, back to this J-Man. You hate Ghost Machine, bro? Both movies come out in June. Yeah, I don't hate until I see the action movie. Same. Never heard of the Hero's Journey? Dude, 1000%, right? And I think I discussed it on this stream, but I don't think J-Man was in here yet. So we'll see. Oh, absolutely. I saw so much from the book in that trailer, right? Right? I think it's a traditional way to introduce a new hero, start them at the bottom and show the audience why they are the true heroes. And I think that's important to think about, like, you know, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow as the book. That book isn't like this week Supergirl. You know what I mean? It's not like, what was Supergirl doing yesterday? We'll read this book. No, it's about Supergirl in this time when she hasn't been here long, processing things, still still coming to grips. It's a slice of Supergirl's journey of coming to Krypton and trying to deal with X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? There's been numerous times in comics when she's had to get over the trauma of X, Y, and Z. This is Tom King's telling of that. So it's a great way to introduce the character into the timeline, because that's what they're doing. They're introducing Kara into the DCU for the first time. This is her introduction. So you can't just jump past all this stuff. But this story takes us through it. Yeah, I'm right there with you too on the physical media. I don't hate Ghost Machine, my man, because we're going to be talking Ghost Machine a little bit, a little who's who. I watch everything comic related. Yeah, most people do. I think, well, real fans do out of curiosity alone, right? Weird song choice as well for Woman of Tomorrow. Seems really disjointed, just random nostalgia bait. I don't know. That I mentioned a minute ago, I really love that song choice. It seemed to really fit. Bro, the Butcher of Hyde Street is here. What a great issue. Heartbreaking. Like they've boosted him up like he's like this big Jack the Ripper character, and the first thing he does is like almost like reaches a helping hand out to Pranky. I wonder if he's just trying to trick them all onto his side kind of deal. We'll see. Oh, wow. Ooh, he said, pass on your hate drinking, Joe. Joe, you're just wilding all the time. The nostalgia bait. Yeah, I don't want him to get into the whole James Gunn needle drop syndrome thing. That's not necessary. I think a good song for a trailer is not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Let's see. So you get the little crash out Kara stuff, which it looks like they might be leaning a little more into it in the movie than they did in the comic book. The crash out Kara thing, the club wreck Kara, that's really like just the intro of the book. And not only is it only the intro of the book, she's like down on herself for even acting that way. Within moments, she's throwing up in a bucket and regretting her choices. I do want to make this publicly known. Joe has got it wrong. He has J-Man confused with someone else. I've only read like 2 issues of each of Ghost Machine. So he is not the Ghost Machine hater you are looking for. Any trailer that doesn't include his song "I the Tiger" is trash. That's fair. The chat is on fire today, Matt. Let's keep up that energy though. Keep it going. All right, so yeah, we get into a little shot of Kara out here. Get some cool shots of old Krim. Up with Krim is a little different. In the book, it's kind of just like chasing him down after a bar scene. But that's the design instead of the red-haired, handsome feller. It looks like a Ravenger without the red. And that's how Pops pointed out when him and I were talking a couple months back with the other trailer. Frankly, all of us, guy or girl, has met a crash out Kara in a bar. Yeah, that's where the controversial nature of TK comes in. Like, he's going to take characters down a path. You take a characteristic, you take something that's so well known about a character that we rarely think about it, and you present it in a way that's going to ruffle feathers. That's literally being true to a character. If one of Kara's thing is being depressed and dealing with the trauma of losing Krypton, well, what is this? This is a way that people express being depressed and trauma. He's leaning into that very, very on brand, on character aspect of Kara, but people's like, I don't feel, it makes me feel uncomfortable seeing her express it this way. Or like in Human Target, when he took Guy Gardner and people were like, I don't, is he character assassinated Guy Gardner? Well, I asked him, how did he do that? He made him into a douchebag and he was an a-hole. I'm like, so you're telling me he made Guy Gardner? They just didn't like he just magnifies these existing traits and stuff and build and take it's brilliance is what it is. People hate it. I truly loathe the villain character. I do too, man. It's too generic. Yeah, Superman had a drinking problem before and it was fun, so I say let her drink. Yeah, nah. But just similar to Superman 3, it's just a little quick little thing. It's not who she is, it's something that she did. I feel like Crash Out Kara will be a short part. Yeah, it has to be, right? You got time. Ain't got time for all that. Ain't got time for all that. Look at this handsome man. Look at this little handsome man. Yeah, crypto gets shot, play out, but she has limited time to go get an antidote to try to save her little buddy, and that takes us out on our space adventure. Little Ruthie talks about how Krim took out in the wake of Krim, kind of thing. Supergirl does not have a drinking problem; she can quit anytime. Exactly right. But this is the part that I think a lot of us are excited for. Like, what sets this apart? What's going to be new to all of us, whether you read the book or not? The rollout, the big screen debut, not the live action debut, but the silver screen debut of the main man, the intergalactic Bastich himself. And we don't need it. You can go listen yourself if you want to hear it later. But his voice sounds fantastic. The face here kind of looked like Bane in the Batman movie. Yeah, a little bit, right? It had some of the bone stuff to it, but yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. And yeah, we get a nice little action montage in here and everything. You get to see Kara, the bigger story to all this. It's not simply a revenge flick. That's what carries the movie, but it's got more of a meaning than that. They all look like crappy Mad Max knockoffs. Facts. Okay, I can admit I was wrong. It was Dope, who is the Ghost Machine hater. I apologize to J-Man, but you were still wrong about the ending of Supergirl. One more. Yeah. Well, he's not here anymore. But Joe, I'll DM you, but because it's kind of funny, right? So J-Man had not read it because him and I and Sean were on a stream hanging out. And J-Man hadn't read it based off what Sean told him about it. And when we were talking like that didn't happen. That's not what it is at all. I said, if that was the case, it would literally null and void the entire story, the whole purpose of the story. And they like, no, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, no, X, Y, and Z. And I pulled it up. And he's like, oh, and then he settled on, well, it's too ambiguous. I'm like, it's not ambiguous, especially if you read through the whole thing. The whole book goes one way. You have your intentional twist, and then the little humorous nature that happens like years later when everyone revisits, kind of thing. But yeah, I DM'd it to you, Joe. There's an article saying that there's 9 different worlds she visits that all speak their own language. Yeah, and that's what I was saying in the book. It's kind of episodic. They're bouncing between different places, planets, and things, trying to catch up to Krim, dealing with kind of problems there, helping solve an issue at these different places. So we should get all kinds of cool alien races and different locations and different planets. Maybe some that are like canon and known, and other, like Easter egg kind of planets and stuff like that. We'll see. Supergirl chooses not to quit. Oh, she was never going to quit. That's very true. I'm an old punk rock singer, so I've met hundreds at a minimum. There you go. What's going on, Brian? What's up, homie? G.I. Robot is great, and Geiger and Hyde Street has great characters, and the rest is bland, in my opinion. Redcoat? Rook? The Rockefellers is pretty fun. I'm hanging in there. Halo and Hornsby, I dropped. But Redcoat's my favorite. Hands down. Redcoat is my absolute favorite. Junkyard Joe was a great little mini series. Right now, I think Geiger's got the most momentum with what they're doing with the Northerner right now. It's just incredible. Katie, if you go to Heroes Con, I'll buy you a drink so we can compare notes. There you go. See you in North Carolina this June, people. But yeah, here's the Space Hog. We get the Space Hog in action here. This is pretty dope. Dusty feel. This is what I mean by like it doesn't look like Guardians of the Galaxy anymore. It doesn't have all the neon lights. Pull back on the needle drops. We can do just fine. I want to score to them, which that's something that this movie was struggling with, right? I think they had to start from scratch. They had like 3 different composers come onto this thing or something to do the score for it. They had some issues, some problems. But yeah, loving all the Ghost Machine stuff except the one about the kids. Have not read that. Yeah, dude, I dropped that one. It's the only one I dropped. But yeah, the tone of this is right now. Now it looks like a space western. There are going to be times and places that, for lack of a better words, that Guardians of the Galaxy feel. The vibrance of space stuff is going to be relevant, is going to fit. But overall, tonally, this should not just feel like you're in like one of those car washes that you like put your car in neutral and it pulls you through and it's got all the different bright lights while it splashes all the soap and wax on the cars. And it shouldn't feel like that. Like a place here and there, all the little lasers on everyone's pews, fine. But look at all these, like they're out in the plains in this place. So they're from the Yellow Hills. They're out like Ruthie's parents are farmers. Like it should feel westerny, and a lot of this trailer does. The overwhelming majority of this trailer does not have black lights and neon lights, and it doesn't look like a rave. I'm so excited. I mean, these days I get nervous real fast with stuff. I miss the days where I was just hyped and excited about everything that was coming out comic related because it was all just fantastic. Marvel has soured me on that. The MCU has ruined that. I'm more cynical now. But man, this looks good. This looks good. Look at that. Look, that looks like Supergirl to me. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that looks fantastic. And then of course at the very end there, you get the little clip with Lobo. Yeah. Yep, I'm in. Super excited. Think it looks great. Can't wait. And more excited for Supergirl. Millie is fantastic and born to play Supergirl. I agree. Maybe the tires uploaded to the bike when it goes into space. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it will. I mean, I'm not saying it won't fly. I mean, for God's sakes, I don't know where they were up on that big raised platform or on a spaceship, but he's right. He's driving on one. So how'd it get up there? Yeah, I don't like, I'm thinking more like Judge Dredd style, like maybe the wheels go up. Because we looked at the toy, right? And on the back half of the motorcycle, there is nothing above the back tire. It's just open rubber. So I don't know if it'll fly, if it'll just like blow fire out the engine and just fly as is. I don't expect any transforming. You know what I mean? MCU kind of left that sour taste in my mouth, but there might be some hope with Spider-Man Brand New Day. I don't, man, y'all, the general audience blowing my mind with the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer reaction. It makes no sense to me. I'm excited for Spider-Man New War. I'm looking forward to Brand New Day. But like with the comic books, everyone's like, come on, Marvel, you're ruining Spider-Man. Why won't you let Peter and MJ get together? Man, Spider-Man has sucked for a decade now because they're forcing MJ to stay separate. Oh, we love the Ultimate Spider-Man because he gets to be with MJ. As soon as the trailer dropped for Brand New Day, everyone's like, oh my God, this is awesome. We get sad Peter. I'm like, bro, like make up y'all's mind. You hate the comics because it's sad Peter, and now you love this movie because it's sad Peter. Like, doesn't make sense to me. You hated Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man, all these other movies with too many characters. It's like 10 times more characters in the Spider-Man movie than anything else in history. I don't understand. I think, yeah, I'll show you a sad Peter. I think that like visually, tonally, I like it. I like that. But I don't know. It's just weird, man. The internet has amnesia and people have no consistency. It blows my mind. Spider-Man's like the biggest franchise that Marvel has, so it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. There's always going to be hype there, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to seeing Supergirl more than I'm looking forward to seeing Spider-Man. I mean, both of them are in the positive area, but I'd rather see the first Supergirl movie, the first Lobo on screen, a cosmic version of a Western being told. I like Westerns, than I would to see the 12th Spider-Man movie. Mark, can you please find clips of Melissa destroying Red Tornado with her eyes from CBS Season 1? Compare the range threshold between the actress using that power, for example. Dude, Melissa is a terrible actress. She is a television actress, and it shows. That woman can never pull off silver screen stuff. Like, you're talking about flat, no range. Like, you even hear it in the back of her voice. Like, dude, you belong on like a local theater that lets people come watch for free. Like the same thing with Grant Gustin. Like they're great for CW, but good God, those are terrible actors, actresses. But I will go check that out all the same. I will go check it out all the same. Oh, compare the rage threshold. I don't think we're seeing her in that trailer doing rage. You know what I mean? You see her doing focus, man. We got to see the movie to see what they're going with. We'll see. I'll check it out though. Oh, geez, I will find it. Thank you, JSS. He'll drop the link here in a second. You can show Legion your dad, Peter. I'm less excited for Spider-Man than any other big hype movie coming out. Maybe once a trailer comes out. Yeah, I agree. I'm more excited for Dune. I'm more excited for Supergirl. More excited for Clayface. Nothing against Spider-Man. It's just like the 12th one. You know, you had 3 Tobey Maguire ones. You had 2 Andrew Garfield ones. You had 3 Tom Holland ones. Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. It's literally the 12th. Is it really? That's awesome. Literally the 12th. MCU has had more successful ventures than DC, so I'm in a different frame of mind. The MCU as a whole, nothing has ever been that successful as a franchise, has it? But that's like saying, you know, McDonald's has been around for 50 years. I don't care that the last 10 years I got food poisoning every time I ate there. They were successful. They've been more. Well, yeah, but the last 10 years you get food poisoning. So why would I go until I'm sure that I'm done getting food poisoning? Like it's the whole inference thing. Like, you know, if every house you pass has a red door, that does not mean the next house has a red door. You know, it's not about how successful they used to be. How's the last 10 movies gone? Or how's the last 5 years of the MCU been? More excited for Street Fighter. That's gonna be crazy. That looked like a toothpaste commercial from the 90s. Is that it? But do we need Nick Cage old-timey Detective Spider-Man? I mean, I think so, right? Don't we? Do we? I didn't see a problem with it. Luckily, from what I understand, they're not making him swing from buildings. We're gonna use computers for that. I like Nick Cage. I ain't got a problem with him. Get him to do it now before he's too old for it. It's just a TV show one-off, right? We don't need him being Spider-Man New War 15 years from now. That's a problem with this stuff. Just make something that stands on its own and it's good. Like maybe he was whatever age he is in this show. Maybe that's how old he was when he got the powers or whatever. I don't know. I don't know enough about Spider-Man New War. Sisterhood, a Hyde Street Story is highly recommended if you missed that mini from Ghost Machine. Sisterhood was good. It was like 5 issues, I think. The sorority sisters, the one that died and the ghost was haunting her, causing mayhem. Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. He said, we don't. Less excited for Street Fighter and more for MK2. 1,000%. 1,000%. I'm very excited for Mortal Kombat 2. The first one sucked. Super bad. Super sucked. But I'm hoping that they correct it a little bit with this one. We're doing the tournament, so that's a plus. That was a royal pen. I usually don't take non-menu orders. I'm excited for Spider-Man and Supergirl. For Doomsday, not so much. Yeah, I'm not excited for that either. I'll go see it just to see it kind of thing. But yeah, Nick 62, Social Security. Yeah. For He-Man, I'm excited to follow him on his hero's journey. I'm not excited to follow Kara. I'll see the movie if she wins me over. Cool, I'll admit it. I'm still buying it on 4K. Dude, I'm super pumped for He-Man. That's got to be like my number one excited movie of the year as of right now is probably Dune Part 3. Behind that, it's probably He-Man. And then behind that, it's probably Supergirl. But definitely Dune Part 3 is like my the one I'm personally excited to see. Behind that is most definitely got to be He-Man. That freaking He-Man trailer from, was it last night? Was it yesterday? Or was it today? Holy smokes, dude. Skeletor's voice sounds fantastic. We get a little bit of answers from the last trailer. Like he does remember being from Eternia, so he's been trying to get home. And that scene where he's like, I know y'all might not recognize me, but I know all of you. I'm like, yes, dude, it looks so good. Dude, when we saw Traps all moving the arm and pulling the hook out, I'm like, holy smokes. It looks super cool. Just watch. Supergirl looks great to me. Yes, sir, it does. It does. I was never a big Lobo fan. I didn't read much of his comics. Well, good news, Jay, man. If you hit that join button, become a channel member in the Legion tier when the month of Supergirl gets here, we'll be giving away his first appearance. So you can read all about him as well as get a copy of issue 1 of 8. One of the 8, unfortunately, that you have read. I might have to go get the other 7 and put it all together because I'm keeping my copies, but I'll probably have the a collected volume to go in there so people can keep and collect the issue 1 and have a readable version as well. Yo, them dropping the OG MK music. Yeah, dude, that was brilliant. Brilliant of them. I know a lot of that is fan service and you're supposed to be able to make your own and carve your own lane out and everything, but sometimes stuff is just too iconic to ignore. And the Mortal Kombat theme song is, in my opinion, too iconic to ignore. We got another super chat, $2.79, dropping a super sticker from Hurricane. What is going on, homie? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a fantastic day. What is the new He-Man trailer? There is. It's fantastic. Space Case, what is going on, homie? Hello, hello. I'm hyped for minus 0. Yeah, I forgot that's this year, isn't it? It's at the very end. It's going to be in November. Me and Finn just, we got this new Godzilla trading card game. It's super fun. Super fun. But we're working on trying to get that down pat. But yeah, you know, this household is always excited for Godzilla stuff. That's for sure. Dune 3, He-Man, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 2, Supergirl, then Spider-Man, and Doomsday. Clayface is this year. There's a lot of good movies coming out this year. You got to view DC that way too. When did they have a huge success and how many in between? Yeah, 100. That's a perfect example. Like DC was king for so long, but then we hit this era where like people were just like preferring the Marvel movies and stuff, right? They're preferring the Marvel comics to now. And you can't say like, oh man, Marvel's crushing it in the 80s. Yeah, but DC crushed it since 1938. Well, yeah, but how are they doing now? How are they doing now, you know? Stuff like that. Deadpool is Marvel Jesus. I don't know when DC, besides Aquaman or maybe Wonder Woman, did great. What? Are you talking about the movies? Yeah. That's fair. What? Let's see. Man of Steel did like 800 and something million back then. Which would, if you adjust it for inflation, would probably mean it made more money than Deadpool and Wolverine. Batman v Superman made almost 900 million. So again, if you adjust it, probably made more because it's like a decade ago. Suicide Squad, the first one, made like 850 million. Aquaman made over $1 billion. Justice League, even as bad as it was with bad word of mouth, I think it did like right at 900, right? So all of these DC movies that people are like, oh, I didn't like them, did gangbusters at the theater until you get into the era where the MCU started sucking. So did the box office for DC stuff. Aquaman 2, I think, made around like 400, maybe more than that. Black Adam made just over budget. Flash obviously was one of the biggest tanks in history, but that's the time when like Thunderbolts tanked. They couldn't even keep it in theaters for 30 days. They had to pull it. Madam Web tanked. Like everything started tanking really bad, like from both companies at that point. But even the stuff that was getting negative feedback for DC during that era of Snyder and stuff was still making tons of money. People were still going to see it. It's like the loud voices on the internet don't actually reflect the people going to see stuff. It's almost like social media is not a real place. It's not showing the super chat count go up. We should be at 3 super chats. What's it showing? Should be at 3 super. It says 3. It says 3, Joe. First one was from Rad. Second one was JSS, and third one was Garfong. 3 super chats. Boom. No, he dropped the super sticker, so it doesn't file super stickers under super chats. Found a Spider-Woman #1 for $10 at the flea. Nice score. I'm gonna throw this up here. Boom. Let's see. Supergirl trailer was very solid. 100% Vogsy. And also, what's up, Vogs? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a good day. Also, Vogs will be on I Have Comic Issue, so check it out. There you go. Yeah. I was never a big He-Man fan, but that trailer looks effing awesome, doesn't it? It looks rock and roll. It looks so good. A random link to Sydney Sweeney out of left field is always appreciated. I like Black Adam, but also a big JSA fan. My man, dude, I loved Black Adam. Love Black Adam. We're about to talk about Black Adam first thing right out the gate right here in just a second. Patel dropped the super sticker. That's why it doesn't clock them under super chats or two different things. I mean, we're counting it, but I'm just saying, like, that's why the ticker didn't go up. You know what I mean? That's because He-Man wants to be a hero. Joe's counting the super chat from the Ghost Machine hater. That's funny. All right, let's take a look at new books this week, and we're going to start with one relevant to what we're talking about right now, and that's Absolute Superman number 8. Look at this cover. Look at the lightning bolt. It was kind of teased in the past 2 issues when we were dealing with Hawkman, getting a little backstory in Egypt, seeing the hieroglyphs on the wall, hinting at, teasing at Teth Adam. Black Adam that's who the Shazam power went to in ancient Egypt, right? The Teth Adam. We're getting the absolute version, people. But it's not soliciting it as Teth Adam, or it's not soliciting it as Black Adam. It's already confirmed via social media and the creators of the book, Jason Aaron and more, as well as the solicitation right here, that the Battle of Kansas may have put the Lazarus Corp into retreat, but it's left behind some terrifying surprises in the hidden caches of weapons and world-ending secrets. The most dangerous of all, the sarcophagus of the legendary King Shazam. King Shazam is the name of Black Adam in the Absolute Universe. I thought that was interesting and it had me super curious. What are we going to do with Black Adam in this book? I love that Black Adam is getting his absolute rollout in the Superman book. We talked about it a lot when the movie was coming out, and people were like, why does Black Adam want to fight Superman? Why? Because he's fought him tons of times. It makes more sense. It gets boring fighting your polar opposite clone, Flash and Reverse Flash, Captain Marvel and Black Adam. I get it. You're the same person. You have a different tailor. Super cool. No, it's cool when you take Black Adam and you let him fight Superman, because everyone's always like, Superman's too overpowered. Yeah, well, this guy, he can punch him in the face as much as he wants. Superman can't stop it from hurting. It's like a perfect heel for him. It's awesome. It's awesome. So I was excited to see what they do with it in this. They do not let you down. You will never see what's coming. I definitely didn't. So good. We're done with the 2 issue. We're back into the primary creative team. So Rafael Sandoval is back on Interiors, does a great job. And yeah, I don't want to get into spoilers. I'll just tell you this. You never expect what they do for King Shazam. You get some backstory in here and it'll blow you away. It'll blow you away. Blow you away. Is everyone still reading this? I know a lot of people are still they're still big ups, big excited for what is it? The Batman stuff. That gets talked about all the time. But I don't hear as many people talking about Superman. I don't know why. I hear a good amount of people talking about Wonder Woman, but not as many people talking about Superman. Where's the year on this? I think it was 2012. 2013. Not the number I want. Let me get this real quick. I'm super curious now. So Biggie, for context. So in 2013, Man of Steel made 650 million. I rounded down. So in 2026, that 650 million in 2013 would be worth 912 million today. So I'm wondering what the higher end ones would do. It's money is gone. Inflation's gone up a lot. Also getting Absolute Phantom Stranger in that issue. How about that? I wasn't going to say that, but you said that. Who's counting anyways? Yeah, true. I was counting when the new Superman movie came out because I was kind of seeing, I was trying to gauge the excitement for people going to see the new Superman thing and kind of measure the excitement for DC movies that had been tarnished for years, you know. Well, yeah, you kind of ticket prices cost more these days, and inflation is up these days. So, like, it kind of just showed that like an astronomical number of people went to see Man of Steel that did not go see the new one, kind of thing. Current with Wonder Woman, Batman recently went back and read all of Absolute Martian Manhunter. Was great, but hard to explain. Absolute Superman, dude. It's okay to say Absolute Martian Manhunter has fun art. The book is terrible, dude. Currently read all the current run of ASM. There you go. I love Absolute Superman, dude. I do too. It's amazing. I dropped it, but I'm not reading most of the Absolute stuff. I am oddly reading Absolute Flash. I'm enjoying Absolute Flash. I think it's more of like one of the more like mellow ones, kind of thing, more traditional feeling. It's a lot different, but I don't know. The other ones are taking bigger swings. Matt Fraction's next issue of Batman is out this week, and as you can see from the cover, not only do you have Commissioner Savage, but now we have Mayor Poison Ivy. What is going on with that? I'm not reading Poison Ivy, so I did not see her become mayor in the last issue or whatever. But for those not reading Poison Ivy, you get a little bit of context in this. But also look on the cover. You got Alan Scott Green Lantern there. Why is he there? What's he doing in a Batman book? Find out this week in Batman number 8. The last issue I thought was super great. This one's good. I feel like it's just a positioning issue. We're finally starting to position and address the Vandal Savage issue. Remember when issue 1 of this started? I was telling y'all, like, you know, when you inherit an ongoing title, you inherit its baggage. Yeah, appreciate that, JSS. But a lot of this stuff, like, I got to be honest, man, the creators spoil it. Like, I've commented on their pages and their posts, like, why would you share this information before the book comes out? It's your book and you're spoiling it. I think that they think by spoiling stuff, they're just going to get more people to go buy it. It's kind of the opposite. But yeah, it's interesting. But you inherit a lot of the baggage. And what I mean by baggage is the continuity. You don't just get to start from scratch, from new, and reorigin and do whatever you want. It was the Chip Zdarsky run that got Vandal Savage to be the commissioner. And Matt Fraction's already put Gordon back on the force, but now Vandal's still here. So you got to do something about that. It looks like we're kind of building some momentum toward dealing with that. Where ultimately, maybe by issue 20, they might have Vandal out. We'll see. Interesting. I kind of want to like play back more towards status quo, like put Gordon's commissioner again, and they've already moved. They let Tim Drake retire as Robin because he wanted to go spend time on a relationship and stuff, and go, that's fine. There you go, one less Robin. There's no, just get Damian. We have a Batman and Robin book, you know. It's a decent issue, not one of the strongest ones of the run. World's Finest is at big number 50 this week. Some pretty cool variants to look at. But I stick with the A cover. This is the only DC book I haven't read yet. Oversized 50th issue celebration. This issue features an adventure so big, not only are Robin and Supergirl, Jimmy Olsen, Batgirl, and the rest of the Super Bat family joining, but Dan Mora makes his return to the series he helped launch. So Dan Mora not only did covers, but interiors for this for a long time. He still does covers, just not interiors. So that's cool that he's came back to do the interiors on it. The dude's like the best interior ongoing artist right now, kind of thing. He's amazing. So that'll be fun, but it looks like it's just a love letter to the 49 issues that came before. You got Batmite on there, Mxyzptlk, Lex, Joker, Supergirl, and Robin have had 2 little issues together where they were hanging out and their little misadventures and stuff. So it should be fun. It'll be a one-off issue, and that's fine. I don't know why. Why don't you just take this opportunity to have this oversized issue just be a bigger issue of the start of your next story arc? This is a fantastic book. From start to current, it's been fantastic. But the one-off issues are my least favorite because the actual story arcs you get in this run are so good, you're just ready for the next one all the time. All the time. We had a 2-issue Crime Syndicate story before this one. I was in my mind, I didn't know it was only gonna be 2 issues. I was so excited. And I'm glad that we got the 2, but I could have done with a whole lot more of that. Whole lot more Crime Syndicate issues. That'd have been great. Batgirl issue 18 out this week. Oh, we're here in the second part of the All In saga, the second issue of Batgirl. I'm not sure what's going on in this. I'm not reading this one. But Cassandra Cain, who is a part of a online controversy this past week too, since the last time we were on here. Last week Detective Comics came out. I don't do spoilers on this stream, but in that book, Black Canary and Bruce Wayne do some shadow boxing in Wildcat's old gym that Black Canary inherited. And Black Canary won the shadow boxing kind of thing. And Tom Taylor, in his limitless geniusness, decided to make kind of a cringy post. And actual DC fans and readers disagreeing with him or weighing in, and he was kind of a douchebag the way he responded to him. Like, Batman's like the number 2 most popular character ever. He doesn't need y'all saving him. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Because their whole thing was like, Black Canary can't beat Batman in a fight. And instead of him pointing out, well, it wasn't a fight, they were shadow boxing, and if you just reduce Batman down to only proper boxing by the rules, Black Canary most definitely would beat him. If you put them in a sanctioned boxing ring for them to box each other, she is a better boxer than Bruce Wayne. She was trained by the same guy Bruce was. They're both trained by Wildcat, who would dust off both of their books. You know what I mean? Like, Ted Grant would take him to lunch in a boxing ring. And that was a thing. And then people wanted to argue and complain about Cassandra. She can't beat Batman either. Bro, Cassandra would beat Batman and Black Canary at the same time. That's her gimmick. She's like the greatest fighter out of the whole Bat family. That's literally her gimmick. Now, if you just put like an unrestricted Cassandra and an unrestricted Batman in like the Hunger Games, Batman would win. He's more resourceful, more tools, and more things like that. But just in a fight, that's Cassandra's thing. She's the one. She's Neo of the Bat family when it comes to fighting. Normally, I would publish a link to Demon. This is my family version. Another $2.99 super sticker from Hurricane. Big shout out. Thank you so much, homie. But yeah, instead of it becoming something that's like fun, like that we do as a fandom and debate the merits of what character can beat who and how they would do it, it turns into Tom Taylor like talking down to fans and readers like he knows better than them because he's the one writing it. And it brings up some cool points, some interesting points. And one comment that I read that I actually kind of leaned toward agree with, right? They pointed out, because like someone was arguing that like the only like whoever writes the characters gets to say so. They're the ones that get to determine how a character acts and doesn't act. And people were like, well, yes and no. Because in this very unique medium of comic books, where these people came out in 1938 and their lives sadly keep moving forward, I argue that it's the writers and the artists, it's their jobs to be stewards of these characters, to understand the character, to know what the character represents, where they come from, their direction, what motivates them, what drives them. It's your job to understand those things and then tell stories in their boots. Not take the superhero and put them in your life and tell stories from it. That's just poor writing. And the argument that they brought up was the only way that this medium works properly is if these creatives, you have to come from an angle like these aren't fictional characters. Like Nightwing isn't a fictional character. He has an origin, he has beliefs, he has motives, and you have to identify those and write them forward. Every creator cannot just jump on a title and make up whatever they want, or the character falls apart. It doesn't make sense. And I absolutely agree with that. That makes 1,000%. It makes 1,000% sense. Otherwise, what are you doing? What? Yeah. If I drink 3 beers, I think I can whip all 3 of them. Richard Dragon was making exactly. Yeah, there's like these Batman purists out there. Like one person was mad that they pointed out, like, Tom Taylor, you made Detective Chimp a better detective than Batman. Well, he kind of is. That's his gimmick. He's you know what I mean? Batman is not him. He's Batman. People get this Batman purist syndrome, and it's like, dude, keep in mind, like half the DCU could beat Batman just by sniping him from a mile away, from space. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing about Batman. That's why I said in a straight up boxing match, for sure. If you put Black Canary and Batman in an MMA ring, if they went to UFC, Batman would body her in seconds. If you put him in a boxing match by boxing rules, Black Canary can win. And that's what they were doing in that issue. And instead of Tom Taylor having any common sense and not trying to talk down to his actual paid fans or fans that pay him, that didn't even click with him. The dude is very ideological, and he comes from a very specific side of that ideological aisle. And a lot of that, he projects a lot of that. He's a phenomenal writer. He's really damn good writer, especially when you get him on Elseworld stuff. But I don't know. It seems more and more like he's got a chip on his shoulders for certain characters. And I don't understand why. It's not my job to understand why. And it didn't affect his book, but it affected the way he was interacting with the DC Comics patrons. And that's not cool. That's not cool. And then Chuck Dixon, who has he's very ideological as well from the other side of the aisle. He starts like weighing in his opinion on Tom Taylor, his take on characters, so it became this ideological douchebag competition where you're thinking to yourself, both of these dudes should just have their social media privileges revoked. And that simple. It solves all the problems. Just take away their social media. He does, but it was strictly boxing rules only. Exactly. Black Canary does train all the Justice League in hand. Bro, she's phenomenal. You know what I mean? There's no getting around it. Batman has mastered multiple fighting methods and mixes them up when he's fighting. That's what makes him tough to beat. Exactly. That's why, like, it just blew my mind that Tom couldn't be like, bro, you put them in a boxing ring. Just point out, this is just boxing. And that him mastering that boxing, like at this point in canon, it comes from Ted, I really hate the with preparation Batman could beat anyone, including your mom thing. Dude, it's so lazy. Exactly. That is so lazy. Like, he is one of the best of the best. And that's awesome about him. But, bro, Superman points it out in Batman v Superman. He's like, yo, chill. If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. Like, and then they go on to fight and Batman wins. No, like, Superman's not willing to hurt this guy. Like, it's that simple. I like Chuck, but Bruce Lee would have definitely won a real fight. Yeah. Oh, the Detective Chimp is a higher being than Batman. He's a human compared to a chimpanzee. Yeah. Detective Chimp is a magic-based character, too. Just take away social media. Yes, please. Yeah, I think that would have solved the whole dilemma. Take away Dixon and Taylor's smartphones. Problem solved. I know, right? Because I was talking to Loaders. I'm like, yo, what should have been a fun debate? Like, that's what's so fun about these comics. We're supposed to be able to say, hey, who do you think's going to win, the Hulk or Thing? Well, I think the Thing because XYZ. Well, I think the Hulk because XYZ. And you're supposed to be able to debate and argue and have fun. And at the end of the day, realize these are just funny books. I got to go feed my family now. You know what I mean? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They took the piss out of it. They took the fun out of it. That's crazy. Ugh. Here we go. Here's one on the get list. JSA number 18. This is the final chapter to JSA year 1. I hope you've enjoyed the ride. It's got a big finale here. It goes with a bang. We know that we're about to getting into a big Spectre story arc next. We teased at it in the little, because you get the year 1 story, and then started with the last issue, you get like a little 3-page in modern time. And then with this issue, you get another 3 pages in modern time. It kind of just reminds us readers that this title is just a flashback 5 issues here back to how they all got together. And it sets up and tees up for the big Spectre story arc that's coming up. So if you're a fan of the Spectre, if you like Jim Corrigan, if you like the Spectre and you want to know what's been going on with him since the DC All-In Special issue 1 when Darkseid untethered him from Jim Corrigan, and use it to power himself up, you might want to get ready. Get ready. Pick up this issue, if not for anything else other than those last 4 or 5 pages. Tease it up. There are actually students of this mindset studying it. Ugh. The Dixon overview of this topic is definitely worth watching. Guy was the Gotham Scribe. Yo, I 1000% do not discredit Chuck Dixon's take on continuity and stuff like that. 1000%. He defined Nightwing. That's like, I completely agree. What I don't agree with is people of their caliber arguing on the internet. A smart, thoughtful, level response wins in the end. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You feel me? You feel me? Nightfall, Nightwing. Yeah, you cannot write off Chuck because you don't like his viewpoints. Like you said, he is the Gotham Scribe. I absolutely agree. And I absolutely love Tom Taylor's work, except on Nightwing, Superman, Titans, but all of his other stuff, Dark Knights of Steel, Injustice, Deceased. So far, so good on Detective Comics. I just don't like his attitude. Tom Taylor's attitude is just disgusting sometimes. I don't get it. The whole talking down to people thing, I don't get it. I'll talk down to people in a playful way about superheroes, you know? Like, not about like my station in life or my importance because of my job. No, I'm like, we're debating the merits of comic books and movies. And I'll joke and play with you, but I don't know. Some of that stuff's weird to me. Superman speeds makes him win a fight against Lobo. Yeah, and his strength, and his heat vision, and his super breath. But Lobo just keeps coming back. Keeps coming back. But yeah, super excited to see where this goes next. Very good final issue of the year one thing. When they put that in a collected version, I hope a lot of people get it. All right, here we go. One that we're giving away today. One brand new title out this week. Issue number 1 of Bizarro Year None. Yo, this artist, Nick Pitara, no clue who he was. I thought Frank Quitely was drawing this just off a quick look at the cover art when they first announced it or whatever. Quick look at that. I thought this was Quitely artwork. The interiors look very reminiscent of Quitely artwork, and there's even a Quitely variant right here. But dude, the interiors are so freaking good on this. So freaking good. Now, one thing that I legitimately do not enjoy, and that's comic books by Kevin Smith and Bizarro talking. Just like the Zatanna talk gets on my nerves. It seems like a stupid gimmick that you can get around with just one writer's note, and you don't have to sit there and try to solve a word problem to read a comic book. I don't like the backwards talk of Bizarro. So I went into this one thinking, all right, let me power through this, see what's what with it. It turns out to be fantastic. It's a great first issue. It's a great introduction setup. We're kind of going back. It kind of takes place in its own era here, right? Yeah, he is. He can be an a-hole, and you don't have to engage with him. That's my whole point. I agree. Tom shouldn't be engaging with people. Chuck shouldn't be engaging with people. They're too old for that. Mark, am happy about Bizarro Speak. Exactly. You know, you ain't gotta like people. Sometimes people make good points. Doesn't matter where they're coming from. People on the left are capable of making sense, just like people on the right are capable of making sense. The farther left you go, the farther right you go, the less sense they make, but they can still do it. They can still do it. It's just crazy that they're out there thinking that they need to engage on that level. It's just so wasteful. So wasteful. But this takes place in its own little time era. Let me see what the synopsis says so I don't blow up any storytelling. This am how Bizarro got finished. God, see, even the synopsis sucks. This is insufferable. This is how Bizarro gets started. Kevin Smith and Eric Carrasco? I don't know. Eric Carrasco. So this is the thing. I thought that this was going to be a Kevin Smith book from the jump. I'm like, oh, great. Kevin Smith's writing a book. It's guaranteed to get delayed, whatever. He's not the only one writing it. He's co-writing it with Eric. So I don't know how, like, to what percentage each person is contributing, but I like that he has a co-writer on with him because maybe that'll get it out on time. You know what I mean? But Kevin Smith and Eric Carrasco team up with visionary artist Nick Pitara. And I don't know if that's fair. Like copycat artist Nick Pitaro, it looks like Frank Quitely art. And that's a compliment. That is a massive compliment. The art is fantastic from this visionary named Nick Pitara, who copies Frank Quitely's style to a T in masterful way. It's great. It's beautiful to look at. It's amazing. To tell the definitive, indefinite origin of the beloved backward bad boy when Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent's boss Perry White leave the planet for a strange adventure in outer space, they discover a dimension that mimics Metropolis and reverts its legendary newspaper as an article of faith. But is this the being behind it all? You'll have to see in this issue of Bizarro. I recommend this one, guys. It's unique enough, but familiar enough. I don't know. You know that Superman Kryptonite Spectrum, how from the Ice Cream Man people, the artwork looked reminiscent of Frank Quitely. This isn't that guy, I don't think. It looks more Frank Quitely than that even. But it felt really good. It was nice. I liked it. He writes for comics about every year, just not always DC. There you go. Hey, Kevin did help almost get us a Nicolas Cage Superman. Yeah, he did that documentary after the fact with it. Yeah, I like Kevin Smith. I don't necessarily need him writing comic books. His Green Arrow is good, right? Martin Morazzo is the Ice Cream Man artist, and this looks a little bit similar to that. I'm like, Nicolas Cage as Superman, that would have been amazing. I agree. I would have loved to have that in the 90s. You know what I mean? I would have loved it in the 90s. That was legit my favorite part of the Flash movie. Hell, dude, let me show you this. I had to spend a little bit of money doing it. Nothing in this life is free, but I even have my McFarlane figure Nicolas Cage Superman. Took a little bit of money and a little bit of customizing, but got it done. This body is the Lee Bermejo page puncher, 7-inch page puncher. And then the head is from Nam's project, custom and painted and everything. And boom, yeah, I have my Nicolas Cage Superman. Because I like my movie figures, so I got my Nicolas Cage Superman up there with my Flash movie figures. Love it. Love it. Nick, I don't believe you. I don't believe you when you say all visionaries are named Nick. Where are we at? If it's just about boxing, simply start with an arm length and strength. Dixon wrote Canary expertly for years. Pretty sure he's familiar with her skill set and fighting more. Yeah. But you can't discount the growth over the years, right? You know what I mean? That's like saying that's not accurate in the X-Men because Chris Claremont, like, bro, it's been 40 years. Like there's also a fine line between not being faithful to a character and a character's natural progression. I mean, look, Wally doesn't have kids because when they wrote Wally in the 1990s, he didn't have kids. Well, he does now. Like his wife went through a time length when she was pregnant. The kids went through a time when they were babies. And now he has young kids that are affected by the Speed Force. You know, that's one thing you have to acknowledge with DC Comics. Their characters evolve organically over the years. Sometimes you have lazy writers writing out of pocket, but there is a lot of actual natural character progression through the years. I mean, Superman's a dad. He's got John Kent. Batman's got kids. Now Wonder Woman has a kid. They're progressing these characters, and a lot of people aren't noticing it. It's happening. What's going on, Bobby? Perry White. What is that? Perry White, Barry White, and Betty White are all related. Team Betty White for sure. For sure. All right, let's get this back up. I think it's not a huge week for DC. That might be the last one on here. Yeah, I'm not pulling the Book of L thing. That Philip Kennedy Johnson story went sour right out the gate. Batman Static Beyond, I'm waiting on this one to all come out. Then I'm going to read through this. The cover looks awesome. I like the whole old man static angle. So I haven't even been reading the synopsis for that because I ain't trying to get it spoiled. But Batman Beyond did pop up in that Superman Spider-Man special one-shot thing they did last week. Lastly, I want to show two things. I want to show you this Godzilla variant that Victor Faro did, which is absolutely gorgeous. This Godzilla runs been fun, but this Victor Faro variant is incredible. And he's like kind of, I think Victor might be like up and coming in the game. Not sure. Yeah, so much so his face isn't even pictures the cover artist. He got his name, but they don't even have a stock photo for him yet. And lastly, for all of our Ghost Machine fans out there, it's a big week for Ghost Machine. We get the official guidebook issue number 1, similar to the DC Comics Who's Who, the Marvel Universe Handbook. Ghost Machine is doing one now. It'll be 4 issues. You've been getting the character pages in the back of every Ghost Machine book. You get like 1 character page. I think they're compiling them. Plus, there'll be new ones never before seen in here. But the variants are what's so cool. If you're a big DC head, they have an homage to the Who's Who, which the A cover in this one is coolest for me. And then if you're a big Marvel head, you have the Marvel version. So it's super duper cool. Talk about understanding your audience, playing with the genre. It's just super dope. Super dope. And they're going in alphabetical order, just like the DC ones. So it shows you on the cover what characters are included inside. There'll be 5 of them. It says right there on the cover. Now that I look at it, the official guidebook, issue 1 of 5, The Unnamed Universe, part 1. Albert Einstein, Ashley Arden, Barney, Benedict Arnold, Blizzard, Bonnie Borden. So it goes down in alphabetical order, just like the DC's Who's Who's. What? Just skipped Mad crossover DC. Was it on there? Dude, I must have missed it. It's not something that I'm interested in, to be honest with you. Well, there it is. I didn't even realize that was coming out this week. I knew it was coming. You know, Chip Zdarsky did that little thing, that little promo thing for it, which is really cool. But yeah, not something I'm not really up my wheelhouse. Never been a Mad magazine person or anything like that. Never been my jam. Never, I could take it or leave it, and I never took it. Watching the time here. Let me pull up the giveaway page here. What's the hashtag for today, people? What's today's hashtag going to be? Looks like you got a Lobo cover. There's a couple of variants too. A Hush cover. Includes mad favorite Sergio Agnes with a mad look at comic book stores. Chip Zdarsky is a funny guy. Remember when he made that whole April Fool's gag comic with a rub and smell farts? Oh, wait, that was me. DC Comics EIC Marie Javins. I don't know. So if you like the funny, mad magazine gags, they got you covered. Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, I get it. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Put it in there. Put it in there. Because if you can't laugh at the drama, what can you do? You know. I was actually going to mad. Yeah, dude, I think it's going to get a lot of stuff. King Shazam. Oh my gosh. So far, that was my read of the week by far. Haven't read Godzilla yet. What other books outside of DC? I still have a few of my indie, or I have Punisher plus like a Midnight Man, Department of Truth. My indie pile falls behind a little bit sometimes when I get busy. My DC stuff doesn't. But that Absolute Superman was gangbusters this week. Gangbusters. Hashtag Chuck Taylor. Let's look at what we're giving away. So we're celebrating the release of the brand new Bizarro, giving away the foil virgin cover, as well as Poison Ivy, almost issue 50. The Yu Young Eon variant. Dude's an incredible artist. Plus the 4 bonus books, sealed trading card packs, Lucy cards, stickers, all that good stuff. Big shout out and thank you to everybody who dropped the super chat or super sticker today. Big thank you to y'all. So boom, get that hashtag in there. Hashtag Chuck Taylor. Hashtag Chuck Taylor. So invigorating chat today. Yeah, it's been lively. I've loved it. It's always more fun when everyone's, when you got people with different opinions, it makes for a lot more entertaining conversation. Boom. Hey, good reminder. Pop's dropping the DC Comics custom emojis. Hit that join button. If you go down in the description, hit that join button or wherever it is down there. Become a channel member. You have the supporter tier and the Legion tier. Both tiers get you the loyalty badges next to your name that denotes how long you've been a channel member, and the custom emojis. But if you join in the Legion tier, it gets you early access to videos, invites to members only stuff, as well as your name on the monthly Legion Loot wheel. Now, as a reminder, drawing the Legion Loot winner the first Sunday of every month. That means this coming Sunday, winner will be drawn during the At Weeks In live stream, and got the massive DC corner box variant giveaway. That's your boy Prime, Wonder Woman, Batman, Detective Comics, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, Nightwing, Superman Unlimited, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Action Comics, Supergirl, World's Finest, Justice League Unlimited, New Titans, JSA, Green Lantern Corps. Those corner box variants are flipping cool. It's a massive stack of them. And then, already geared up for the month when Supergirl comes out. Got a lot more, but got that first Woman of Tomorrow first print and the first appearance of Lobo, not a reprint, the actual first appearance of Lobo. So try to theme it, try to have fun with it, make it fun, relevant for when it's coming out. But yeah, you get access to that Legion Loot giveaways by hitting that join button today. All right, get ready to spin this thing. Y'all know the rules. It's free shipping worldwide if you are a channel member in the Legion tier. If you are a supporter, subscriber tier, it is free shipping in the US only. And that does not mean if you win and you live in Germany, you can hit the join button and save shipping. Nope, got to be a Legionnaire before the time of me spinning the wheel. So that's happened one time. So good luck to everybody. If you are international outside of the area and you're not a Legionnaire, give you $10 shipping credit, then it is absolutely up to you if you want it sent to you or if you just want to prize tag somebody else. Good luck. This week's winner is boom. The immortal one, Biggie Shaq. Hell yeah. Thanks for coming in, hanging out, Biggie. He has a good track record. I think that's like 3 wins in the last couple of months here. Which I love seeing Biggie win because he doesn't have new DC books close by to him and stuff. So get him a brand new Bizarro issue 1 and some 4 back issues, 2 of which are from the 80s. 1 is from the earlier 2000s. I did show this one off, so I'm going to show it off again. But he got that Justice League Dark Clayton Crane Swamp Thing, which is super dope. So big shout out to the immortal one. Get that heading your way this week, Biggie. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. Check out the video from yesterday talking about Superboy Prime. What a great character. What a great issue of Superman that was. Hope you're all pulling it. At least jump on Superman starting with the most recent issue. The Superboy Prime era is about to be legendary. So you've been warned. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. About to get ready for the wild evening of feeding the kids and going to karate class. Thank you all again for coming and hanging out. Until next time, as always, we are Legion.
You are who you choose to be.